Alright guys, Original Gamer here, bringing you guys a deck profile of my Hunters. I ran this deck in a long time, and I figured it was about time to bring it back again. I'm just going to go ahead with the deck profile. This deck's been around long enough, you guys probably know basically all the facts. So I'll be pretty brief on the deck profile. This is your Searcher. You discard it, you can't special summon for the turn to add 2 Thunder types to your hand. The main search targets of that effect are your Maw, Paw, and Sis. Also, we also run Violent Prism. Just your basic Thunder family lineup. I also run one Thunder King. It's really great. It's Thunder. It works with Maw and Paw, so always good. One Honest. Everything's light, so that extra boost wins games, or steals them all the time. Card D, 2 seems to be enough. The normal summon in this is pretty important, so after you get your Thunder Seahorse, this becomes irrelevant, and this just helps you dig for it. Double Recycling Batteries. I can see the argument of running 3 of this card, but I hate opening this card because it doesn't work for a couple turns. It's cloggy, but still a fantastic card to run 2. I would never go down from 2 at all. It'd only go up, if anything. One Book of Moon. The card is very versatile. Stops lots of plays, or lets you get over stuff, especially if you know they have a Crane or they have an Honest, and just book them, attack over them without worry. 3 Pot of Duality. Consistency. Lets you dig for your back row or your Thunder Seahorse. 2 Forbidden Lance. Protects your monsters from back row. I can see where this may be a little redundant, since one of your monsters in your extra deck basically works the same way. But the fact that you can make your opponent lose 800 attack just adds to the versatility of this card. So you can use it multitude of different ways. Also, besides getting Solemn Warning, they really have no outs to you if you use a 101 or a Exciton. So this just blocks all those and ensures that they're going to go off. 3 MST, stop Phoenix Chain, stop Tanky, Abyss Sphere, stop any back row. Back row sided in against you games 2 and 3. Card is too good not to run. Dark Hole, Mass Removal, still a pretty good card. Trying it out for this format because I've been dropping it in a lot of my decks, so I figured, well, why not? See if it works out good this format. 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Bottomless, pretty standard. I'm also trying out 1 Black Horn of Heaven to see how that works, because you can stop 101 Exciting and a multitude of other things. You got your Torrential and Mirror Force for your last bit of mass removal there. I'm going to try out the 1 Mirror Force and 2 D Prison, because everyone's been talking about how D Prison's better than Mirror Force now, and this will let me know how I feel about that. So this may go to 2 Mirror Force, 1 D Prison later, but as of now, I'm trying this way out. I run triple Phoenix Chain. Effect Negation is still a thing, and this card is fantastic. You stop a 1-1, you wait for the Mac to activate Exciton, stop it, stop a bear, stop Yamato for an entire turn, so they don't get that discard effect like Effect Veiler would still let it do. So fantastic card still. 1/7 Tools. In my Gira deck, this card put in so much work at locals on Saturday. I still have to do maybe a tournament report for that one, but this card is amazing, and I'm just going to keep throwing it in decks for further testing, because usually I only find the space for 1 of. If I don't like Black Horn of Heaven, this may go to 2. I was also thinking about dropping the Lances out for a second one of this, and maybe some other back row, maybe a second Mirror Force, or I don't know, or a Trap Stun maybe to go along with it. I have no idea. It took me a while to even think about the back row lineup in this, because I was thinking about dropping Lance, but I couldn't think of what in the world I could drop Lance for. 1 Exciton Knight, because this is almost like a turbo Exciton Knight deck. Your opponent, if you get going and you get the advantage building up in this deck that this deck can, you got to worry about this card a lot. but of course it's really, really good, so we're going to run it, excuse me. 2 101s, because 101 is broken awesome. And generally you will probably make 1 or 2 a lot of games, actually. Maybe not happen a lot, but it definitely happens. 2 Omega, this is another one of those monsters that you go into a ton. This wins lots of games. It gets rid of, it lets you burrow through all their back row, which is another reason. This is the reason I almost wanted to take Lance out and maybe just add Trap Stun, because this is almost like your go-to monster, especially when you find out you're playing against a heavy back row deck, because it's hard for them to get over this unless they double chain and waste their back row, which is exactly what you want them to do anyway. Starlight Paladynamo, because this 2000 can steal games, and also the effect negation thing is pretty awesome. And if it does die, you can even throw this card at back row if you want, because if it dies, you draw a card, so it's like taking out back row just like a Mega. It's still good. Maestroke, because Maestroke's amazing. You can book a moon Yamato, so they can't crane your stuff. You can book a moon, book a moon's just great. We got Abyss Dweller, for graveyard reliant decks. You got Gaga Cowboy, because he can be a big beat stick, or the 800 burn or whatever will win games, or yeah. And then Daigusto Emerald to recycle more of your stuff back. For further plays with Seahorse, you can recycle back some of your extra deck monsters if you need them again. Been testing it, right? I mean, it's okay card. It lets you draw a card once you. It's basically a little Pot of Avarice, since Pot of Avarice is banned. 1 Diamond Direwolf. Spot removal sometimes saves your life, from lots of things, so he's always good. 1 Ptolemy M7, because you run to 2 Omegas and get the extra 300 attacks, really nice. Also, if you detach all the materials from your Omega and you make this, you can wait the turn, and you can even bounce Honest back, or any of your monsters in your graveyard, which helps a ton. So it's like a mini recycling batteries for any monster. For my synchros, I run 1 Scrap Dragon, and it can be a 3800 attack Scrap Dragon with that Vylon Prism, so that's broken awesome. Also, you can just immediately use Scrap Dragon's effect to pop it and something else on your opponent's side of the field. It's really great. Stardust Dragon, if I had one, it might be Stardust Spark, but I don't, and it's still a very good card, protects everything. Crimson Blader, this card is still insanely good in my opinion. It's like an instant win against some decks, so I just cannot not include it in the deck. It just has to be there. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. It was a very quick one, but let me know what you guys think about the deck. There's a couple things that I'm thinking about changing still, but I have yet to really thoroughly test the deck. So you guys have a nice day. Original Gamer out.